Welcome to WesternSlopeNow.com. Meteorologist Russ Pappas here, taking a look at America's Mattress live tower camera. This is just around 4 o'clock, Monday, July 26th, looking to the north, across the Grand Valley, across the northern deserts. And we're looking at some cumulus clouds that's going to develop into some rain showers. Now, mountain zones are doing their job. They're kicking the storms off during the late lunch hour, and they're going to continue to drift. The drift today is from east to west. Same hazards will exist. Heavy downpours, flashy concerns, and I mean flash flooding concerns, gusty winds. I think, though, we're in a transitional period because our responsible weather maker, the high pressure system that was over the Four Corners region, giving us great rain opportunities until now, is on the move. It's shifting overhead to the east, and that'll create a subtle downturn in activity. It introduces a little bit of dry air to the atmosphere, but I really don't think we're going to experience a downturn. I just think we'll experience less intense storms for the next 24 to 48 hours. But by the middle of this week, it's going to reposition to our east, and that's an enhanced monsoon pattern, and that'll create late week and next weekend storms. Current temps, mid-80s, low 90s. You know, the thing is, right now we're a couple days out from the full moon. It's still bright, and that moon, some call it the thunder full moon. Others, and it's applicable because of the storms we've had. Some call it the halfway summer full moon. And I just looked at our average temperatures. Grand Junction has gone down. So we are slowly and surely lowering our average temperatures. Last week it was 95, this week it's 94, and that's a decreasing trend that we're going to experience for the rest of the summer. As far as temperatures go for the rest of this week, I think we're going to maintain average between 90 and 95. But it's going to feel uncomfortable because we will still have the muggy conditions. Relative humidity, 30, 40%, dew points, 40, 50s. Once we get past 45, that really gets my attention for storm coverage. 55 and 65. We're looking at storm coverage occurring. So I'd like to see those numbers, and we'll experience the storms, more prolific storms after the midweek period. And they're going to have some wind gusts. I think many locations tonight are going to get some form of impact, whether it's brief heavy rain or it's gusty wind or lightning. Expect many locations to have at least one impact. And as we continue through this week, this takes us all the way through the work week, through Friday morning. We're still looking at those showers and thunderstorms developing. I think we have a really good window of opportunity to get your traveling done, but after the midweek, we're going to be concerned with the Grizzly Creek shutting down I-70. I have a concern this evening with Highway 50 coming down from Cerro Summit into Montrose, and I have a concern around Colburn, the Plateau Valley, Monday evening. I think we're going to get some storms popping over those locations, and that could be impactful, serious impact. So Highway 50 westbound coming down from Cerro Summit into Montrose this evening, and Highway 65 when you peel off and go to Colburn. I think the Plateau Valley might have some heavy rain tonight, so we're going to watch that. As far as rain totals go, the last 24 hours, Grand Junction almost picked up a quarter of an inch. Some of your backyards picked up a little bit more. Flash flood watch for portions of Mesa, a tiny portion of Delta, portions of Montrose County, the Tri-County area. But I think Dove Creek, Nucla, Natarita are the three cities that I'm concerned with. Gateway to some extent, but I think those three I just mentioned, that's something we need to watch this evening because I think we're going to get some storms drifting from the east to the west, and that's where the impact I feel is going to occur. Quick look at radar right now. Mountains doing their jobs, very isolated, a lot more storm coverage in the San Juans for the next 24 to 48 as a result of that high pressure system. But the San Juans will always be that bullseye because that's a little bit further to the south, and with these monsoon patterns, the further or closer to the Four Corners region you are for Colorado, the better your storm coverage is. But ultimately, the monsoon benefits and to some extent devastates southern New Mexico, far west Texas, southern Arizona with heavy downpours and serious flooding issues. Radar right now, just very isolated stuff. I think we're going to see a lot more radar activity popping up as we get towards 6 p.m. tonight. Again, I'm watching Colburn, and I'm going to be watching coming down from Cerro Summit, Highway 50, out of Cimarron. So those are some concerns. And you can see highlighted in green, Gateway, Nucla, Natarita, Norwood, Dove Creek, in that flood watch. Natarita generally will flood with some of these heavier downpours, so please be careful. Check in on your nana, your grandpa, your abuelo, your abuelita. High temperatures tomorrow afternoon, right near the 90-degree mark. Some a little warmer, some less. But with the added cloud coverage and the added storms this week, we're never going to set records. We're never going to get extremely hot. And you can see fairly even. The lower the temperatures on the forecast, the more the storm coverage is. So late week, that's the expectation. After Thursday, again, is when we should really keep an eye on GRIS, really keep an eye on the Interstate 70 transportation, really keep an eye on the alternate detour, because that's when it's most likely going to occur. But we benefit from these less hot temperatures, and I think that's a blessing, especially coming down from that stretch, 15 days at or above 100 degrees for Grand Junction, all-time record high, 107. So we're going to be wrapping up July on a stormy note and a less hot note, which is, you know, welcomed, in my opinion. Just unfortunately, we get those flooding issues, and you need to be concerned with your driving. If you're going to head through a hydroplane situation, ponding on roadways, remember my advice, just take your foot off the accelerator, both hands on the wheel, don't brake. If under a heavier downpour you find lowered visibility, you can't see, and you want to pull over, that's fine. Pull way over, and don't put your foot on the brake, because that's going to lead someone right into your rear end, because they're also driving at lowered visibility, and they're following anything. So if you have brake lights, don't use them. And of course, you know, kids, don't play in the storm runoff. It's fun. Just stick to the puddle splashing. Just an inch or two of water can sweep you off your feet, especially a lower weight individual, i.e. children. And you got a few more inches on top of that and your vehicle gets swept. A lot of us have all-wheel drive, a lot of us have high clearance vehicles, but the bottom line is you don't know if that road's been compromised underneath that water. I saw a lot of video footage on Highway 65 of water on the roadways, and it was only a couple of inches, and a lot of people still drove through it. And you know what? I'll tell you not to. You will not listen to me, but I will tell you not to.